All right. So see this Moldavite, you know, this thing is so dangerous that it can end your life. Why do I say that? Because I was investigating this stuff back in I think 2020. But so let's start with the beginning, right? Let's start with the beginning. Back in the 2000s, the early 2000s, I believe it's 2000. It was no. It first started in 1999. 1999, right? I was about, I think I was, okay, so 1999, I was 10 years old. Now, uh, mind you, I'm 10 years old while all this stuff is going on, right? So it was as if I was already born to investigate stuff. When I say investigate stuff, that means I can do the same things as a private investigator, an officer, somebody in FBI. I was doing things that was much higher than you would think they would do. I know everything they do and stuff like that. I know all the documentations that they go through and everything like that, the high ranks and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know that back in when I was 10 years old. So I was doing this naturally, right? So what happened is that when I was younger, right, I started to learn how to use codes, right? And which are really HTML, how to build websites and stuff like that. And I was just having fun with that. I didn't know the implications of what I was really doing. So I was building the websites, and hold on. So I was building the websites, and then I started putting in codes, because like if you want to build a website, right, you have to use like it's like something like this. No. This is just what I was going to talk about. So you got to put stuff like this. Let me show you. HTML. HTML. You see these codes right here? So, all right, man. If you put certain codes in, like this body style, margin, underscore, blah, 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 it can come out as a square with a banner and bold, and and you put the color orange, because the computer is going to know what the code is and it'll implement it inside the computer. And you'll get like a banner that says like your logo or something like that. The color of the bandwidth, whatever, I don't know. But you get the idea. Like for instance, you see that Google over there? It says Google. You have to put in a specific code for it to say Google. For it to say Kaza, you have to put in a specific code. And then you have to put in, sometimes you have to actually draw it out and then put the code in. So that's what happened. That's what I was doing back then. I did it in, one of my first websites were Angel Fire, I believe it was. And I made a website off that. So I was like, my first thing I was doing, right, is I started investigating. I found out there was an executive. It was a tall white guy I found, right? I was a tall white guy, older guy, yeah, you know, and let's just say he was hanging out with kids, right? And the funny thing is that he looks exactly. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let's see here. All right, so you notice how like executives, they all always look the same. They always look the same, right? Always look the same. It never deviates away. There's always like this one person that looks like out of the bunch, but it's always the same. You go to India, you'll see the same type of executive. You go to China, you'll see the same type of looking executives, right? But that's beside the point. So What happened is that, let's just say this executive was hanging out with kids, like I said. I can't say what I really found, but the things I saw, it was so crazy at 10 years old, right? So then later down in life, it's like I don't know if I saw the same person, but this person was in an executive position. I was like, oh, shit. So that was him with those, hanging out with those kids, you know? And they looked like they were going to the beach, but they were going to the beach in the house. So they got beach clothes on, you know? Looked like you just got out of bed or something like that. It looked like about to go to the beach, but they weren't going to the beach, right? I think you get my point. So anyways, I caught on to stuff like that. And the whole Madagascar thing, where like they're like it's banned. It's Madagascar banned adoption. Illegal adoption practices in. All right, so you get the point, right? So illegal adoption practices in Madagascar and persistent blah blah blah. If you figure you can do stuff like that, but I'm just showing you the extent of how good I am with the investigation stuff. Like I can figure out everything about that stuff. I know you can use Google and you can pinpoint who is doing it, when they're doing it, and stuff like that. So back to this thing. So then I was like, okay, let me go into the spiritual community and see what's really going on. Let me figure out what these crystals are. I researched it and everything like that. So I came upon Moldavite, and I was reading in the comments and stuff like that. My first thing, you know what's funny? I went ahead in 2008 was my first experience on the internet looking up Moldavite, and this people were talking about that it disappears and stuff like that. It'll disappear, blah blah blah. It'll do this and that, and I was like, very interesting. So that I jot it down, seal it away. In 2008. Now in 2020, I was like, okay, let's roll. Let's get this thing roll. Let's start this war, bro. Let's start this war with this Moldavite stuff. So I go on, and everybody, the whole world was locked down. So it was a perfect time to go to war. On the war, not like war, like what's it called, like actual war, but like war as an investigation, like stuff like that. So guess what? I was starting to see that people were talking about it does activations and stuff like that. They have dreams and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Let me try to make this video as short as possible. Let me tell you what's going on, because I'm going to make part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 5. Because I want people to comment on it and be like, this is that. You over-exaggerating. You're just not tapped into your higher self. I'm going to tell you what's going on, what this is. This is a dangerous type of man-made tactite crystal that they created, right? It has very radioactive. It has a type of radioactivity to it where it's very dangerous, and it emits a high radioactivity that's dangerous to the body, right? Nuclear weapons, I believe, do the same thing, but they try to put it in a crystal form, right? So in the ancient times, a long time ago, maybe 20,000 years ago, maybe 10,000, maybe 5, I don't know. But they were using crystals as a communication devices. In the cell phones, there's certain types of, I believe it's crystals, don't quote me, but it's a type of crystal that they use for the communication of how to use those phones. They use the crystals to communicate. So they're ancient communication devices, just like the pyramids are ancient communication devices, right? They were used for communication, right? So right now they're doing this whole thing, right? This Atlantis awakening, this Tartaria awakening, and stuff like that, because they put it out for you so you can what's it called, absorb it, and then think that like you're awakening to the Tartaria and stuff like that. but they haven't put this technology out. There's a whole bunch of technologies that they haven't put out in public, right? So where we're gonna go now. So people are talking about this activation and stuff like that. So this activation, right, is really you experiencing the man-made frequencies that it's emitting, right? You're really supposed to use a technology with this type of stuff to hold it in place and stuff like that. This thing, right? I think the way you make a nuclear bomb is you take, I think, was it uranium out of the ground? I think when you take certain rock crystals out of the ground, it starts to emit a radiation, right? So Fukushima, that thing was very highly radioactive, right? And it started floating into the water. So that can damage and that can kill you. Anything that's like that, it can actually kill you, right? So that's one of the big concerns that's going on with this thing, that it can actually kill you. When the stuff, when it says if it has symptoms, right? If Moldavite has symptoms, that means it can kill you, right? And I'm gonna tell you the story about two people that was wearing it that I know, and they passed away. They passed away. First time they got a seizure in the hospital. They were working in the hospital and they got a seizure while they were in the hospital. Thank God they were in the hospital, right? Guys, this thing, what I'm about to say, is so insane. It's so crazy that you're going to be like, whoa, hold up. We need to get the CIA involved, the FBI. We need to get some type of civil arrest going on, bro. Like, this is heavy, what I'm about to say. It's so bad. It's so bad. So like I said, so they haven't told you anything about the technology, right? And by the way, you just have to know a lot about this stuff about them, the Tartaria thing, where like they're pulling up all these new technologies, they're cutting away all the grass and then revealing the pyramids and stuff like that, blah blah blah, and they're finding a whole bunch of new stuff. They already did the raid already, so I gotta figure out what to put into the other videos, but let me try to put the first one because I know the first one is gonna be the big one. So let's go back to the communication thing. So a lot of executives, and then they're branched down to subsidiaries, which are the celebrities, and then the celebrities go down into the supposed gangs and stuff like that. They have Moldavite and other communication devices that you might, when people think they're remote viewing, they're tapping into this technology. And the celebrities that have them, so that sometimes you'll hear people talk about, I dreamt about a celebrity and stuff like that. Guys, remember, it's just a technology they're using. Like they can use, like for instance, you don't even know how the Wi-Fi works. You have no idea how the Wi-Fi works. You have no idea. Nobody's ever looked it up how it works. You don't know how you can get on live with somebody in Zanzibar while you're in New York, and you're on live talking to them at the same time. Like, you don't think about that? You're jumping up and down on live while in Zanzibar or in Africa while you're talking to somebody in California in real time, okay? So they can use technologies to go through the house, look at you in infrared and different stuff like that. And they can make an actual digital format of where you are in the house, what you're doing, what you're saying, and when you say stuff or possibly think stuff, it projects itself and it goes into the fragmented technology, and then the fragmented technology decodes that and then puts it in real time, what you're saying, just like a text message. When you send out codes, remember, when you send out codes, then the computer will go ahead and start to format that into a type of language, right? Big thing. So You can tell. I found out that DJ Khaled had it, OJ Genesis, um, Chris Brown has it. Certain Puerto Rican rappers have it. Um, Nas the rapper, he has it too. So I caught him with it. Like I actually caught all these people with all this stuff, and then also people that I caught with doing this stuff is people that are online talk about meditation and using crystals and stuff like that, and they're selling you Suge Knight, Moldavite, and all this kind of stuff. And then I investigated them, and guess what? The first thing I found out was that they were military. And then after that, I saw, and there's a lot of them, guys. It's either you're like that or you're delusional into that type of stuff. That means you're a pawn in that kind of stuff, right? You're actually one of those people that are using the Moldavite or the crystals, and you have no idea what's going on. You're just using it. You're saying your body is activating, your chakras are activating, and you've never seen an actual image of your chakra system. You've never seen none of that stuff. You're just chatting shit. That's all you're doing all day long. You haven't seen your aura. You haven't took a picture of your Carillion. None of that kind of stuff. Nothing. 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 Nada. Nothing. Like nothing. So it's all this make-believe things in your head that you think you got from Google and stuff like that. You never use any type of technology just to see what's going on, right? But you have to understand that this is a dangerous thing, the Moldavite. So the celebrity thing, right? I just want to put this out there. When a celebrity appears in your dreams, there's a presence. Their presence can signify the qualities you aspire towards yourself. Oh, so when you know, like you a celebrity is somebody you celebrate, right? You celebrate them, yeah. So if you go to them, they'll bestow you with good qualities. So if I come in your dream, I'm bestowing you with good qualities. So you start to get the bigger picture, right? You start to get the bigger picture. What I'm talking about when you see them in your dreams and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I saw DJ Khaled. Oh my gosh, I saw blah blah blah. Da, 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 da. I feel like I'm gonna be excel in life and stuff like that. And that's how they sell you the Moldavite and stuff like that too. They make it seem like your life is about to be activated. What they're really doing is they're really activating you, because it's like it's like a playground for them, right? So we'll go more into this in the second video, and I'm gonna show you like screenshots and all that kind of stuff. And there's people online. There's this guy that's promoting. That's all he does on his channel is promote Moldavite. Like you have nothing else to talk about. Damn, you have nothing else to talk about, my nigga. That's all you're talking about is Moldavite. And he tries to make us reinforce that, oh, Moldavite is not dangerous, guys. You're just not activating your chakras. You're not activating your chakras and whatever bullshit that they're talking about. Just chatting stupid shit. And this is so silly. When I listen to these people on the internet, they're just like, oh my gosh, bro, this shit is so funny. One time I almost died from laughing because it was so funny. So, yeah, yo, so I'm gonna tell you about my experiences too, how I investigated and then how they caught on to me too. And that shit was so funny when they caught on to me. They're like, what the fuck? So they hit me with that. They hit me with some high-tech technology. They hit me with the best technology because they were messing with this girl too. And when I was trying to help her, they're like, shit, he's involved. So remember, I'm the person from the past that'll catch you and I will shut this whole entire internet down. All right? I will shut this whole entire scam going on. I will shut it down. That nobody messes with me like with the type of stuff. When I investigate you and I figure out, the whole thing gets shut down. This video might shut down a lot of people, right? Because I'm gonna make sure you think more critically about what you're talking about. You have no scientific approach. You have no evidence to show anything that you're talking about. Nothing. No research, no nothing. You're just listening to people on the internet. So let's listen to this. I'm gonna go through all this detail. I'm gonna slam them so hard on YouTube. Let me start this off by saying I'm not a huge witchcraft. I guess. I work with Tyra and crystals, and that's about it. I recently got Moldavite as a gift from the online friend. Confirm its authenticity. You need to trace back the authenticity, because you'll go right back to who the people I told you. The scariest one I had was 2 nights ago. In dream, a lady asked to read my palm, and I agreed. The women started to trace the lines in my palm before telling me I am going to die soon. Okay, look at that. And that in a few months I'm going to hell. Usually you don't look at this shit. Usually I don't notice much detail while in the dream, but this was very vivid. Who do you think that is that's doing that? Just listen to you. We'll go through these videos and you'll start to understand that it's not an archon, it's not a demon, it's not Illuminati and stuff like that. Those names that they put, those are names for people that they like to put themselves. That's their code name. Just like you put your code name on PlayStation, you have your code name, Mr. God Angel 22. Those are code names that they put so they can feel a little bit more scary. But they're really people with technology. The rest of the dream just went on like normal. I'm not one to ever. And you guys think we don't know nothing about dreams because you don't know nothing about technology. Just like you didn't know nothing about Tartaria. Just like you didn't know nothing about the Wi-Fi. How you can get your own free Wi-Fi. You don't have to tap into AT&T. You don't have to tap into T-Mobile. You don't have to tap into Spectrum. You can make your own Wi-Fi. The rest of the dream just went like normal. I'm not one to ever really think of Christianity or God. So this was freaky to me, and I cannot stop thinking about it. I don't really practice protection, and how the audacity of them to do that to him when he was dreaming. You know how criminal that is? Police officers, they don't have jurisdiction over that type of stuff. That's another thing I'm going to get into in one of the videos is jurisdiction. A police officer does not have jurisdiction to go ahead and investigate why you're dreaming like that. That is not their job in their job description. Okay? Understand how they're doing this stuff. So we're going to have to start getting out of the isolation mentality and understand what's really going on. I don't really practice, and stop thinking about aliens. I don't really practice protection in anything that I do because I never know where to start. You don't know where to start because it's a technology they haven't introduced to us, just like the free energy. I often joke about having demons attached to me. Those are people using technology to me because of things that happen to me and others around me. Last night I only was able to get 2 hours of sleep. I forgot my dream, but I know it felt very different from usual. I'm just overthinking, or is it serious? It's serious. What steps do I take for going forward? And remember, the houses that you live in, those are military cookie cut houses. They're meant for something, right? And then NPC will be like, I think you're overthinking. It should, and you should do shadow work. Be careful with people that keep telling you to do stupid ass shadow work. They want you to sit in your room and meditate and think about your problems. That means like, I'm gonna come in your dream. I'm gonna harass you. You're okay. So you wake up, or you're overthinking. Get your ass in your room and go sit in the corner. Get in the corner. They used to do that in school. Get in the corner and go and think about your what you said. Get in the corner and go sit and think about what you just said, sir. Go do some damn shadow work. I think you're overthinking. I should and should do shadow work about why something is telling you you're going to get overoaking such as strong emotions. Okay, we're gonna read this again. Oh my God, this is disgusting. This whole entire, oh my gosh, look at this. And I want to end it with this because I'm gonna make another video because I don't like to make long videos. Can Moldavite kill people in real life? I had someone so close to me pass away. I've had someone so close to me pass away a week after wearing Moldavite. Could it be the crystal? Yes. Now we're starting to pick it up on the evidence now. You're starting to see why I'm going to shut down the internet with this type of stuff. This stuff is going to stop. Now we're going to see that people are really dying from Moldavite. They're really dying from Moldavite. Police do not have jurisdiction in this type of stuff, because they haven't introduced to you the technology they're using. Nas, Chris Brown, DJ Khaled, OJ Genesis, and a few others on my list that I'm gonna tell you. on the other videos, right? I'm gonna show screenshots. I'm gonna show you all this stuff. I'm gonna show you and then they think they can get away with all this stuff because there's no way for you to trace them back because of the technology. But we're gonna go ahead and we're going to build up the evidence, right? We're gonna bring up the watch. So I'm gonna end this video at that. No, people blame a lot of things happening to them on Moldavite. Oh my gosh, we're about to shut this stuff down. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm gonna make another video. I'll see you on part 2. I'll